Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Kehillat Shari Torah virtual Halacha share. Usually we meet for a few minutes after our daily Shacharit Minyan and discuss relevant topics of Halacha. We're doing that virtually now, so thanks for tuning in. Let your friends know. We've been talking about the laws of Pesach over the last couple of days. You'll notice that many people have stringencies, customs that they adopt on Pesach, oftentimes from parents or grandparents. The laws of Pesach are actually more stringent than the laws of Kashrut throughout the year. Even the smallest measure of chametz, of leavened products, mixed into even a large amount of food, still renders that all not kosher for Pesach. So we are extra careful in our kitchens, in our preparations, in the foods that we purchase, either raw ingredients or prepared meals, prepared foods that we're purchasing. It might be a good time to add that given the precautions of coronavirus these days, we are trying to help people who need help getting a hold of their Pesach groceries. It's quite a schlep to go around town and to round up all the things that you need. If you need help, please get in touch with us at office@sharetorah.com or leave a message in the office phone, and we will get in touch with you and hopefully dispatch someone who can help you with your Pesach preparations as needed. People do keep stringencies, such as not eating wet matzah, gebrocks. There are certain vegetables and fruits that people do not eat, oftentimes because their parents didn't eat them in Europe and they brought those customs with them. Most of them, as far as we know, have very solid reasoning. There are some people, and none of these I'm suggesting that if you don't have these stringencies you should take them on, but there are people, just for an example, who do not eat garlic because it was very frequent in Europe for garlic to be packaged and shipped in barrels that they were packed in flour to keep them whole and to keep them from suffering the ravages of the void. So because garlic came in flour, many people don't eat them. We observe the custom in Poland that people would actually still, in our day and age, put up water before Pesach. They would take large jugs of water and fill them and keep them around the house, and they would only use that pre-gathered, pre-bottled water during Pesach and for the 8 days of Pesach, because it used to transpire back in the olden days that those who wished us ill, street urchins and so on, would put bread into the wells, put bread into the water supply during Pesach and ruin everything for the Jews. So we did take to this custom of preparing water for ourselves ahead of time. So no need to take these on if you don't currently follow these. However, once you've kept it for a few years, so it already takes on the force of a religious obligation. So in some cases, you may need to be matir neder, actually convene a beit din, three people who will release you from your vow. We did have a rabbi's conference call last week talking about practical laws of Pesach, and we said that someone who, for example, has a stringency that they follow most years of Pesach, of, let's say, not eating gebrocks, not eating wet matzah, or only using hand shmura matzah, or only using machine matzah, and this year, because of the difficulties of getting provisions and so on, they find themselves needing to set aside that custom. They're allowed to do it. They don't need to make a hataras nadarim. They don't need to release themselves from the vow of having followed this custom for a number of years, because their intention next year, when we're all healthy and life is restored to normal or better, please God, they're going to continue with that custom. It's only a one-time release of following this obligation. Okay, we'll speak about that more tomorrow. Just a reminder that today is Erev Rosh Chodesh, so from Wednesday afternoon on, we do not say Tachanun the entire month of Nisan. Tonight in your davening, when you daven Ma'ariv, remember to include Ya'aleh V'Yavo, the prayer for Rosh Chodesh, extra prayer for Rosh Chodesh in your Amida. Tomorrow morning, davening includes Halal, the shortened version of Halal. It includes Musaf, and we also say Baruch Nafshi, the prayer for the extra psalm of the day for Rosh Chodesh. Some people have the custom to recite the portion of the Nasi. If you look in your Siddur, if you have the Art Scroll Siddur at home, and you look on page 949, you'll find the Torah readings for Hanukkah. So these are actually the donations of the Nesiim, of the princes of each of the tribes of Israel, who brought offerings, dedications to the newly consecrated Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert, in these days, from Rosh Chodesh Nisan until the 12th of Nisan. 12 tribes, 12 days. So some people read B'Yom HaRishon, B'Yom HaSheni, each one according to the day of the month. If you'd like to follow that custom, Again, that's on page 949 in your siddur. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day and a guten Chodesh.